Ever wondered why some cities are becoming dumps? From Asia to Europe, and even right here in the US, once thriving urban centers are now sinking under the weight of homelessness, waste, and crumbling infrastructure. Today, we're diving into the top 10 US cities turning into eyesores in 2024. Get ready to explore the shocking reasons behind their decline: skyrocketing trash, failed policies, and a growing urban crisis. Let's uncover the truth behind this urban decay. But wait, before we dive fully into this, take 2 seconds and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on our future amazing content. And hit the like button. These 10 cities becoming a dump in 2024. On purpose. Painful reality. 1. Sacramento. In recent years, Sacramento has faced an escalating homelessness crisis that has reached unprecedented levels. The city's efforts to address this growing issue have included various creative but ultimately impractical solutions. For instance, the homeless community once organized an election to appoint a homeless mayor to represent their concerns. Additionally, there was a proposal to convert old city buses into mobile shelters. While innovative, this idea proved unfeasible, leading some to humorously dub it the slowest moving neighborhood in the world. As the number of tents and makeshift shelters continues to rise across Sacramento, the city's skyline has transformed into one dominated by tarps and cardboard structures. By 2023, the situation had deteriorated significantly, marking a stark contrast from just a few years earlier. Reflecting on this change, it's hard to fathom how much worse things have gotten since 2018. The speed of decline has shocked many observers, especially since 2020. According to the most recent survey conducted in 2023, Sacramento's homeless population has skyrocketed to nearly 11,000 people. Official statistics recorded 9,281 homeless individuals, but experts estimate the actual number is closer to 11,000. The city's current homelessness rate is approximately 18 per 1,000 residents. Even more alarming, the number of homeless people in Sacramento has surged by nearly 70% since 2020, highlighting the severity of the crisis. The homelessness crisis in Sacramento is not just a matter of numbers. It's a complex issue involving various socioeconomic factors. The lack of affordable housing, coupled with rising living costs, has made it increasingly difficult for many residents to maintain stable housing. Mental health issues and substance abuse also play significant roles, with many of the homeless population suffering from untreated mental illnesses or addiction problems. This multifaceted crisis demands a comprehensive approach combining immediate relief efforts with long-term solutions. Sacramento needs to prioritize effective solutions. One potential approach could involve expanding the number of safe ground campsites around the city, providing essential services like water, electricity, and on-site counseling. However, these campsites must be well managed to avoid becoming chaotic and dangerous in the long term. Large-scale investments in supportive services and affordable housing are crucial. The city must also focus on preventing homelessness by addressing the root causes such as the high cost of living and inadequate mental health care services. 2. Phoenix. In Phoenix, Arizona, the relentless sun beats down on a city grappling with a surreal homelessness crisis. While residents move between air-conditioned spaces to escape the oppressive heat, they might encounter scenes that resemble a spontaneous camping festival more than the harsh realities of urban homelessness. The blistering sidewalks of Phoenix, notorious for being hot enough to cook an egg, symbolize the extreme conditions that the city's homeless population endures daily. The situation in Phoenix is not just a test of survival against searing temperatures but also a stark reminder of the growing homeless crisis. As the sun blazes on, those without shelter seek shade wherever they can find it, using whatever means necessary to protect themselves from the elements. Their resilience and ingenuity in the face of such adversity are remarkable, yet the reality they face is grim and demands urgent attention. According to the most recent data, Phoenix's homeless population has reached approximately 11,000 individuals, a significant increase from the 9,042 reported in the last point-in-time survey. This represents a 30% surge in homelessness between 2020 and 2023, highlighting the escalating nature of this crisis. To put it into perspective, Phoenix has a homelessness rate of nearly 6 people for every 1,000 residents, a concerning statistic that underscores the magnitude of the problem. 3. Oakland. In Oakland, California, the homelessness crisis has reached a critical point, with tents and makeshift shelters becoming a common sight under freeways, in parks, and along once busy sidewalks. The city's struggle is evident everywhere you look, revealing deep-seated issues that have left thousands without stable housing. This crisis is driven by a complex web of skyrocketing housing costs, a severe shortage of affordable housing, and systemic challenges that continue to compound. As of the latest point-in-time count conducted in early 2023, approximately 9,759 individuals were recorded as homeless in Oakland. However, experts believe that the actual number is closer to 11,200, reflecting a homelessness rate of nearly 23 per 1,000 residents. Alarmingly, from 2020 to 2023, the number of people experiencing homelessness in Oakland surged by 20%, highlighting the growing severity of the situation. 4. San Jose. San Jose, the vibrant epicenter of Silicon Valley, is grappling with a severe and escalating homelessness crisis that starkly contrasts with its reputation as a hub of technological innovation and affluence. Despite being home to some of the world's wealthiest corporations, many residents find themselves without a place to call home, highlighting a profound and troubling divide between the region's affluent and its struggling population. As of 2023, the most recent point-in-time survey revealed that the homeless population in San Jose had reached nearly 10,000 individuals, specifically 9,993, marking an increase of 24% from the previous year. This translates to approximately 10.2 homeless individuals for every 1,000 residents, underscoring the severity of the issue. The situation in San Jose mirrors broader trends seen across many major U.S. cities, where rising living costs and housing shortages have contributed to a surge in homelessness. The median rent in San Jose now exceeds $2,900 per month for a one-bedroom apartment, making it one of the most expensive rental markets in the country. For many, these high costs are simply unsustainable, forcing them into precarious living conditions. The city's efforts to address homelessness include initiatives to build more affordable housing and expand support services for those in need. However, the challenge is immense. The construction of affordable housing often lags behind demand, and the services available to the homeless population are frequently overwhelmed. 5. Denver. Denver, Colorado is facing a significant and growing homelessness crisis, reflecting the city's ongoing struggle to provide adequate shelter and services for its rapidly expanding homeless population. This surge is driven by multiple factors, including skyrocketing housing costs, economic instability, and a lack of sufficient mental health and addiction support services. Mental health and addiction are among the most significant challenges faced by those experiencing homelessness. However, the focus also needs to be on individuals who have lost their homes due to financial hardships, such as those who couldn't make rent for one too many months or those who went bankrupt and have no support system to fall back on. These are the people most at risk of ending up in their cars or on the streets, and they are the ones who desperately need targeted assistance. The implications of this crisis extend beyond the homeless population, affecting public health, safety, and the overall strain on the city's resources. The complexity of homelessness requires comprehensive solutions that address its root causes. Essential services, such as food and support programs, are crucial in helping people get off the streets and back on their feet. 6. Seattle. In Seattle, a city renowned for its thriving tech industry and breathtaking landscapes, a homelessness crisis is unfolding, casting a shadow over its bustling streets and scenic vistas. The ever-increasing presence of individuals trapped in homelessness reflects the city's deepening struggles. As of the most recent point-in-time count, Seattle's homeless population was estimated at just over 14,000 people, with experts suggesting that the actual number could be closer to 16,000. This figure represents a homelessness rate of nearly 19 per 1,000 residents, making Seattle one of the cities with the highest rates of homelessness in the nation. From 2020 to 2023, homelessness in Seattle increased by 20%, a clear indication that the situation is spiraling out of control. The city's shelters are overwhelmed, and resources are stretched thin. At night, the streets tell the story of a community in crisis, with many individuals talking to themselves, a poignant sign of the mental health challenges that often accompany homelessness. Despite Seattle's many strengths, a vibrant culture, robust economy, and a reputation as a hub for innovation, the city's homelessness issue has reached a critical point. Recent data on housing costs underscores the dire situation. The median rent in Seattle has soared, making it increasingly difficult for many residents to afford housing. This, coupled with economic instability and a lack of sufficient mental health and addiction support services, has exacerbated the crisis. Oh, and by the way, I know you're liking this video already. Go ahead right now and show me some love by hitting the like button. Done. Alright. Let's continue. 7. San Diego. In recent years, the homelessness crisis in San Diego has become increasingly difficult to ignore. The sight of people sleeping in parks, under bridges, and in makeshift shelters throughout the city is becoming all too common. This troubling situation has been escalating for some time, but recent years have seen a sharp increase in the number of individuals experiencing homelessness. As of 2024, the homeless population in San Diego is estimated to be over 10,605 people within the city limits alone. This represents an alarming increase of 3% from the previous year, despite a growing number of initiatives aimed at reducing homelessness. Many of these individuals have turned to the streets due to the high cost of living, lack of affordable housing, and a shortage of affordable shelter options. Some of the major factors contributing to the crisis in San Diego include skyrocketing rents and limited availability of public housing. The price of housing has escalated dramatically, putting it out of reach for many people. Additionally, economic instability has further exacerbated the problem, with individuals and families becoming homeless after losing jobs or facing unforeseen medical expenses. San Diego has made efforts to address the issue, but the scope of the crisis is overwhelming, and the city will need to continue finding innovative solutions to address the growing problem. 8. Los Angeles. Los Angeles, California, is one of the cities most closely associated with homelessness in the United States, and for good reason. The city has long struggled with a significant homelessness problem that continues to worsen, despite various efforts to alleviate the crisis. Los Angeles's homeless population is staggering, with over 66,000 individuals recorded as homeless in the most recent count. This represents a homelessness rate of about 27 per 1,000 residents, one of the highest in the country. The rise in homelessness in LA can be attributed to several factors, including skyrocketing housing costs, a severe lack of affordable housing, and the city's ongoing struggle with mental health and addiction issues. The situation is compounded by a significant income disparity, with many people unable to keep up with the rapidly increasing cost of living. LA's downtown area, Venice Beach, and Skid Row are particularly affected, with entire neighborhoods overwhelmed by tents, makeshift shelters, and the constant presence of individuals without homes. Efforts to address homelessness in Los Angeles have included various programs aimed at providing temporary shelters, housing, and mental health services. However, the demand for resources has far outpaced the city's ability to keep up, leaving many without the support they need. The city's homeless crisis has become a national symbol of urban decay, reflecting the failure to address fundamental issues like affordable housing and adequate mental health care. Los Angeles will need to implement more comprehensive strategies to deal with this overwhelming crisis, including increasing affordable housing options, improving mental health services, and enacting policies that protect vulnerable individuals from falling into homelessness. 9. New York City. New York City, often hailed as the city that never sleeps, is also facing a homelessness crisis that is impossible to ignore. As of 2023, the homeless population in New York City was estimated to be over 78,000 individuals, marking an alarming increase from previous years. The city's homelessness rate is roughly 9 per 1,000 residents, and the numbers have been steadily rising for several years. A large portion of the city's homeless population is concentrated in shelters, but a significant number also live on the streets. One of the key factors driving homelessness in New York is the high cost of living, particularly when it comes to housing. Rent prices in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and the Bronx have soared, pushing many low-income residents to the brink of homelessness. Additionally, the pandemic exacerbated the situation, leading to job losses, economic instability, and widespread housing insecurity. The COVID-19 crisis resulted in a dramatic increase in evictions and foreclosures, which in turn left many people without stable housing. In response to this crisis, New York City has implemented several initiatives aimed at combating homelessness, including the opening of new shelters and providing financial assistance for housing. However, these efforts have struggled to keep up with the overwhelming demand. Mental health and substance abuse remain significant contributors to homelessness in New York City, and many of the city's homeless population suffer from untreated mental illnesses or addiction. The city's complex and crowded landscape also makes it difficult to provide adequate support for the homeless population. As the crisis continues to unfold, New York City will need to explore more innovative solutions to address the growing needs of its homeless population, focusing on long-term strategies such as building affordable housing, providing mental health services, and improving social support systems. 10. Chicago. Chicago, Illinois, rounds out the top of the list as one of the cities most impacted by homelessness in the United States. As of the most recent count, Chicago has approximately 6,300 people experiencing homelessness, a number that has been steadily increasing in recent years. This represents a homelessness rate of about 11 per 1,000 residents. The city's homeless population faces a range of challenges, including inadequate housing options, mental health issues, and a lack of affordable living spaces. Chicago's homeless population is particularly concentrated in certain areas, such as the Loop and the South Side, where individuals are often forced to seek shelter in parks, alleyways, and abandoned buildings. The factors contributing to homelessness in Chicago include the rising cost of housing, economic instability, and the ongoing effects of the pandemic. The city's housing market has become increasingly unaffordable, especially for low-income individuals, and there is a significant shortage of affordable housing units. This has left many people unable to maintain stable housing, even those with jobs or families. Chicago has made efforts to address the homelessness crisis by expanding shelter options, increasing outreach services, and funding programs aimed at providing temporary housing. However, these efforts have yet to make a significant impact on reducing homelessness, and many people continue to face the harsh realities of life on the streets. The situation in Chicago is a reflection of larger issues affecting cities across the country, namely, the lack of affordable housing and the systemic failures that leave the most vulnerable populations without the support they need. Moving forward, Chicago will need to continue its efforts to combat homelessness, with a focus on long-term solutions that prioritize housing affordability, mental health support, and economic stability. Let us have your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for joining us. If you found this information enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content about cities and cultures from around the world.